All right, welcome back to Divine Time. And this right here is a prophetic message again. All right, I'm Dion from Divine Time at 33. All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all right, on YouTube. All right, I want to tell y'all I love y'all. All right, and I hope the best for y'all. I hope you all are doing awesome. All right, and that your vibrations are high. All right, my vibration is high. Okay. Uh, I got a quick message, okay? And this message is about alchemizing your pain, okay? All right, the Matrix has really done a job on us, right? And it has really got us out of alignment. And I wanted to get on here and talk about alchemizing your pain, okay? So when we go through things in our life, a lot of times, most of the time, all right, we output that all the pain that we've been through. So your childhood, every time you were bullied, every time that you didn't get what you needed to get, every time that you felt insecure about something, or you felt hurt in some way, some shape, or some form. You felt the pressure of life. You felt the pressure from people, all the way down to being in grade school and feeling that pressure of having to read out loud in class. That's a good one, all right? Where some folks, I struggle with that a little bit, right? I was like, they want me to, but really, I can actually read a lot better than, that nervousness feeling. Okay. So, um, we are energy beings, okay? And the only thing that can change us. So when we come down here, we're a vessel, all right? And that's just filled with energy, all right? And, but it's almost like we're at the beginning stages, all right? And when we get more advanced in life, then we optimize into the people that we're going to be as adults. This is the ideal for people who are trying. Alchemize your pain. Alchemize every single time that you were bullied. All right. Alchemize confirmation. All right. Alchemize every single time that you felt left out. Alchemize every single time that you had to work and take on all the burdens. All right. You had to produce where you were like, where am I going to get it at? Alchemize all of the stress in your life. All right. And how do we do that? How do we alchemize all of that pain that have felt in our life? All right. Well, healing. That's how we're going to alchemize it. You must heal the pain to take on the energy in a positive light. We don't want energy sitting in our energetic field from when we were a childhood, or from the stress that we've had in our lives, because we haven't healed it. You want to move out of all of that energy. You want to take the energy that was thrown at you, take the perception of it, change the situation around. Sometimes, and most of the times in your life, you're going to have to create that change. So you're going to be the one saying affirmations. You're going to be the one sitting quietly praying, saying the things that you forgive. You're going to be the one letting things go. All right. You're going to be the ones saying the things that you're grateful for. You're going to be the one that's exercising and keeping your vibration high to get to the other side, to get to a state where you alchemize all of that stuff from the past. Every single thing that we go for is one more thing. All right. It's one more pinnacle. Just look at it like that. Every situation that you go through, did you change the situation? Honestly, some of the situations we've changed, but we're still sitting in old energy. Why is that? Because no one ever told you to alchemize it. All right. If you've changed your situation, let the situation from the past go. Say, I forgive myself and I forgive the other individual from that information, from that situation, and I'm glad I got the information wanted to come out, right? To move forward. Every single time you optimize a situation, you become a little bit more like your most optimized self, the one that existed before you came here. All right. It's almost like you need to synchronize with your higher self, but your higher self is resonating on a frequency that hasn't been here. Okay, you here embodying it in your higher self. Does that make sense? So your higher self before time began didn't go through all the trials and tribulations that you went through here. It may have incorporated past lives, but it didn't have a life here. You're in the here in the now, right? So your higher self wants to come down here, sit and resonate, and then go through what it is that it needs to go through in order to alchemize all of this stuff so that it can change, grow feathers, and become what the higher self is. So let go of the things so that you can alchemize them. You can alchemize them by doing spells, all right, with yourself, positive spells, right? Affirmations, all right, taking baths, letting things go. But the one thing that I really want to be clear here is that you're going to do it. You have to do it. No one else can do it for you. They can give you your stress, but it's going to be your job to alchemize it. All right. When you have alchemized enough, you realize that it's a consistent pattern. And so now your emotions are not so involved in it anymore. I'll take you back to this. All right. You know, I did pair teaching conferences. So I was in a school where I remember I was in school. It was so familiar. All right. I remember the things that were in those classrooms, the devices and things that they were using. It was all familiar. I was able to look at my child and see myself from that perspective. Okay. When you heal yourself, you do the same thing. You can see in other people their life from their perspective, and you can see how you were when you were in that perspective. Kind of like how I can see what my children are going through because I've been through it. All right. It's no more or less like that with every situation that you go through. Once you become versed in what it is that's happening, then you can kind of see it like I've seen this before. Like Call of Duty, right? The video game, right? When you get into the game, right, you're starting from the beginning. You don't have anything. You haven't been leveled up. You don't have no weapons, and you're getting killed, and there's nothing but frustration, all right? But what's on the other side of that? The level ups, the changing of your gun, the figuring out the stage, the layouts. Now you can see. Now you got a strategy, all right? You're not being emotional about it. You're not sitting in the fact that you were getting killed at the very beginning when you first got in. You are focusing on what you're going to do next. And you're also using discernment because now you can see the beginners. You can see them when you engage in other people, how experienced they are. You can also learn from other individuals that are more experienced than you because you can see what they're trying to do. This is the same thing. What I just elaborated on is two reflections: seeing my child in school and playing a video game. Every situation in life is yet another reflection, but all the reflections play out the same way. Your job is to move through them so you don't get tied in to a cycle. That way, that's why we say you cycle, because you live in a life in a cycle. You cycle, bro, or you cycle, girl. Because you are doing unhealed patterns and stuff. You know what I mean? So that's how we move out of those cycles. And that's how we also see these cycles. So now you understand the positive aspect of all the bullshit you've gone through. You can see that it's something to learn from. All right? Don't ever feel like, well, I'm tired of learning. Nah, no, you're not. But what you are wanting to do is get on the other side of that so you can find the peace. Okay? So remember, alchemize all the pain that you have been through. Don't sit with pain from somebody that was unhealed that hurt you. Heal that pain. See them. All right? I've had people in my life that treated me a certain way. And when I got older, I mentioned it to them. All right. And I realized when I mentioned it to them and the way that things were going, they couldn't even give me anything different because of what they went through. Let me say that one more time. All right. I've had people in my life that I've had to front off and say, hey, you're doing it this way and this is imbalance. All right. And once I've said that to somebody, all right, they got upset about it. But, you know, we were able to get through it. But what came as a truth is they were moving in a way they didn't even know that they were moving in, and they moved in a way where they couldn't offer me anything else. All right, they didn't love themselves. They didn't know themselves. They were not versed in themselves. So how could they give that to you? But yet you're internalizing it and you're holding on to it. And you're thinking, well, maybe they'll change. You change you. Change you. Change you and forgive them and give them grace. And I guarantee you that situation will probably change. Because when you heal things in your life, the outside world reflects you. I'm Dion from Divine Timing, if you don't know already. Okay? I'm sending y'all peace, love, and light. If y'all like the message, hit that like button. All right? Hit that subscribe so I can get more than 12. I'm keeping it real. All right? And getting these messages out is far more important, because I realize that, you know, God wants me to talk to y'all about the things that I know in my life. So as long as I'm doing what I know I need to be doing, because I've seen the reflection and I've alchemized it, and so I can be in a position to teach people and show them so that they can learn to see it themselves without me being nowhere around, because it's a truth, then that's what I'm doing. And I'm grateful to continue to do my job, okay? All right, and that's it for this prophetic message that I've had. Until next time, I'm sending you peace, love, and light, and Ashe.